Okay. Now we're on. Okay. Now we're at part one, story nine, Adam's first meal. Now, I hadn't seen this book in a really, really long time. And now that I'm looking at this illustration, I'm going, wow, this guy must have really been in, or this model was very, very popular, which kind of makes sense to me. But this model looks like the model that they used look like the guy one of the Tarzans back then at that time that was on TV. To me, it does. I mean, it's just me, my brain, and everything. And you got to think this is 53. I know I keep harping 53, 53, 53 because this is what. Okay, let me go ahead and show you the illustration. And let's see what you think. If you're a, a TV nerd like I am, you would go, whoa, it really does look like him. Okay, this is the image that I got. And to me, the model for the human looks like Johnny Westmore. He was the actor that played Tarzan in some of the Tarzan shows. And so to me, it gives me the impression of him. But that's just me. Being a history nerd. Okay, then it has the caption. It says, how happy Adam must have been to have all the animals' love to come back to him. It might have been fun to name them all, and he knew just what to call them when he saw them. And that's the caption for the illustration. Okay, now we go and read part one, story nine, Adam's first meal. Okay. Leaping to his feet, Adam looked around for the first time at a beautiful world in which he found himself. I wonder what he thought, or what he said. Of course, there's nobody for him to talk to except himself and the animals. That was that some of them were nearby close goes without saying. For animals are always so full of curiosity, aren't they? I have almost I can almost see the little dog lick his hand and the cat brush past his leg, hoping to be noticed, and maybe the horse nosing to be petted. Coming from all directions are other animals, perhaps the lion, an elephant, a bear, a deer. No, wait. A bear and a beaver, a fat panda and a saucy chipmunk, all so friendly, but amazingly wide-eyed and the magnificent creatures before him. Somehow they seem to recognize in him their leader and master. And as he strides forth over the soft grass, they follow him gladly, leaping and frisking about in the pride and joy. Happy cries of welcome fill the meadow and forest. All the grand processions move moves on its way over the hills and dales by shady next page pools, tinkling streams, and sandy lake shores. As Adam paused to marvel at the fresh wonder of creation, excuse me, perhaps some tall, graceful trees or magnificent flowering beautiful flower, more animals appear from the forest glade, which birds swoop low to see what's going on. Instinct tells them that this tall, handsome being with the flashy eyes and kindly bearing, kindly bearing, has been has been given dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that creepeth upon the earth. There is no fear at heart. Adam was not afraid of the tiger that followed close at his heel, nor the tiger of him. A deer plays with the leopard without thought of harm. The antelopes, buffalo, camel, dromedaries, and kangaroos glaze together in perfect peace and harmony. Dromedaries, dromedaries. I don't know what animal that is. Seeing the animals eat reminds Adam that he is hungry. But what is there for him? His eyes turn to the purple grapes hanging by the vine, then to some bright red berries, and again to the cluster of nuts on the trees. Could these be his food? As he wondered which he would take, his heart hears the voice of God saying to him, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree the in the which is a fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. So he made a choice. So he may take a choice. They were all for him, but with so many lovely things before him, he finds it hard to decide which to eat first. A banana, perhaps an apple, or maybe some almonds, or pecans, or a branch of grapes. Oh, now I want some almonds. Dear, oh dear, what a problem. Just which he took first, we shall never know. But if one thing we know for certain, Adam's first meal must have been the finest man ever ate, with every item on the menu fresh from the Creator's hand, brought into existence by 3 short days before. How tasty, how luscious it must have been. Don't you wish you could have, could have shared it with him? And over it, and it ever occurred to you how wonderful it must, it is that God created the grass before him, made the animals to eat it, and that he made fruit trees and nuts trees before he made man, who which needs these things for food, and then and that when he created the trees and the vines and the grasses, God made them so that they could draw from the earth, just those very elements, minerals and vitamins, which living creatures have to keep them alive. How careful and miraculously, marvelously did he plan every detail of this glorious new world he has. It is now late in the afternoon on the sixth day. Already the sun is sinking towards the west horizon. God work, God's work of creation is almost over. Everything he intended to do to make a perfect home for man was done. Everything, that is, save one. And okay, and then it says he has created the earth out of nothing. He has divided the land from the sea. He has covered the mountains and the hills with gorgeous trees and flowers. He has made the birds, the fish, the animals, crowning all. He has made man in his own image, man, his masterpiece, the supreme object of his love, for whom all this beauty, this abundance has been provided. Yet there is one thing more that remains to be done, one last beautiful blessing to bestow, the sweetest, lovingest, lovingest act of the creation week. And then, of course, the illustration of it down at the bottom of him picking the grapes as the deers look on. And that was story 9 of part 1. We'll go to part 10 in a bit.